Welcome back to the WHHI News. Joining me now is Marcy Benson. She's a Senior Grants Administrator for the town of Hilton Head Island. And I have a lot of respect for anyone that deals with grants, first of all, but you're here to talk about the Community Block Grant Program, which means improvements on Hilton Head Island. It's grant money that will come to the town that will be spent. You fill out the application, but you also want to hear from people, right?
Yes, exactly. The Community Development Block Grant Program is administered by the federal government.
Okay.
The Department of Housing is the administrator, and the town is what we call an entitlement community. So every year we get a certain allocation of funds from HUD. But each year we also have to submit an annual action plan to HUD.
Oh, okay.
And that tells HUD how we're going to spend the money.
So you've got to, in detail, say this much for this much for that, this is where your money is going. It's not like they just hand over the money and say, have fun. Wouldn't that be nice?
Right.
So, okay, that sounds like an involved process. How do you figure out, or how does the town figure out where this money is going to be allocated?
So what we do is I would talk to other town staff, mostly the CIP department, capital improvements, to find out what types of projects they have going on.
Okay.
But then part of the program is we also do community outreach. So we want to hear from the residents what types of projects that they feel might be a good use of these funds.
Sure. Now, can that be anything from something new, a new project, to upgrading or fixing, something that's kind of not in the best of pristine shape that it used to be, that kind of thing?
Yes, we can use the funds for new projects. In the past, we've done dirt road paving projects. We're in the process now of doing some park projects with previous year funds. And so those are the types of things HUD likes to see.
Sure.
Their money go to.
Okay, now if I say to you, gee, Marcy, I want to give you about 10 ideas. Don't panic, I don't have 10 ideas, but I've had a lot of people out there do. How do I let you know?
Sure. Well, right now we're taking input from citizens until January 27th. They can log into the town's website, and it's called the Open Town Hall Portal, and there is a questionnaire there that they can fill out information. They can rank the different types of projects. There's definitions of the various types of projects because HUD has all different kinds of categories.
Whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So categories would be, for instance, parks, recreation.
Right. The categories are a little bit even broader than that.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm. It could be public services, public infrastructure, housing activities. So there's a variety of categories that people can choose.
Here's a question for you. With all the focus on workforce housing, affordable housing on the island, do you think you might get some suggestions that lean in that direction, or is that something that wouldn't be covered by the...
People certainly can make those types of suggestions. Then it would, once we receive the comments, then staff would review it, and then ultimately the action plan goes to town council for them to give us authorization to submit it to HUD.
Okay, so it goes through several steps before it's okayed by town council. And then off it goes. Is that when you do the final application, or are you in the process of doing all that throughout? Because that's got to be, how many, is it like a huge application? I'm just curious.
The annual action plan is usually about 50 pages for the actual plan.
Sorry. That's a lot.
Yeah, and then another 50 pages of attachments because we have to document all of our public outreach.
I have to admit to people, I asked you beforehand, I have a lot of respect for grant writers. It's very detail oriented. And I said, do you like your job? And you said you loved it. So I am very glad for you, because that's one that you have to, I think, love in order to be that dedicated to do it. Again, till January 27th, people can let you know their thoughts on what should be done with that money, right?
Yes.
Any final thought before we let you go today, or?
Just, we'd like to hear your comments, and we will work hard to use the funds in the best possible way.
Great. Well, Marcy Benson, Senior Grants Administrator with the town of Hilton Head Island, we thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And we will be back in just a moment.